Hello, 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 everybody. Hello, 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 everybody. I hope and pray that your week is off to an amazing start. Hello, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Please do me a favor and put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolute love to give you a shout out. And again, I hope that everybody's week is off to an amazing start. I hope that you enjoyed your Memorial Day weekend and really, you know, took some time to really thank the people who have lost their lives for the people who are here in the United States and have served our country. My father, my son, and my husband have served, and thank God that they all are still here. But for those that are not, we really, gave a prayer for the people who have lost people in the different wars. So again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. It is Tuesday, and you guys know what goes down here on Tuesday. White Chat goes down here on Tuesday. So do me a huge favor. Please let all my one sexy wives and my one sexy men know that Wife Chat is going down on here. Hello, Alan. Thank you so much from North Carolina. I appreciate you for joining me. I really do. I appreciate you supporting my channel. I see that you look at a lot of my videos, and I truly appreciate that. Again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate all your support. Let me give you a couple of things that are going on before we jump in tonight's chat. Again, you guys, please keep the chats coming. I truly appreciate them. I absolutely love when I get a chance to go live and do Wife Chat. As you guys know, my platform is that I am a marriage and sexologist, so I deal with people in marriage and sex all day long, which I absolutely love. But I also love to come on here and interact with you guys. So I am so happy that you guys are on here. Hi, Baron. Hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please put in the chat where you're joining me from. I would absolutely love to give you a shout out. Dr. Gail, thank you for creating your videos. I thank you, Alan, for looking at them and commenting on them. I appreciate you. Again, you guys, I have a webinar coming up June the 22nd called What to Do When Marriage Gets Hard. And I would love for you guys to join me. So it's a 2.5-hour webinar, and I'm going to go in and really talk to you and teach you about what to do when your marriage gets hard, right? And so if you go to my website, just my name, gailcrowder.com, you can learn more about that. Hi, Rosalinda. How you doing from Illinois? I appreciate you for joining me. I truly do. So again, this chat comes from a wife in LA. She's married 17 years and she has 3 children. And this is what she says. Dr. Gail, I want plastic surgery to lift my breast, to do a butt lift, and also to get a tummy tuck. Basically, I want a mommy's makeover. But my husband is not having this at all. He said, I am beautiful the way that I am, and he doesn't feel that I need to do anything. He also said if I keep pressing the issue that he would consider leaving me. I am depressed when I look in the mirror. I have even thought about just doing it and then coming home with it done. I don't want my marriage to end. I don't know if he just threatened me because he doesn't want me to do anything, or did he really mean it? I don't want to look fake. I don't want to look like a Barbie doll. All I want is to look like myself before I had children, and I want to look in my mirror and feel good about me. Please help. Now, this chat, like the previous chat with the one, if you guys watched my wife chat, the one with the husband who cheated on the wife that had cancer, I struggle with that one, right? And I'm struggling with this one, right? Because I am a woman and I do understand she lives in one of the, you know, plastic surgery capitals besides Florida. And I understand that out there in LA, because I've been to LA, I came too many times to count. I understand that everybody does have some form of surgery, some form of injection, some form of something, right? And I can see how she can start feeling the pressure to look a certain way and to be a certain way and all of those kind of things. But I also understand her husband because he said that he loves her just the way she is. She looks perfect just the way she is. I did reach out to her. I did not get a phone call back like I wanted. I did get an email back, and she did say in her email that he said he is really serious, that he does not want her to engage in any type of plastic surgery. I turned around and sent her another message because I wanted to know a little bit more about why is he taking such a hard stance on that. I didn't get a reply before I got on here. Okay. So I want to give her some things to consider when she is considering doing this anyway, right? And I see both sides. Some men are like, listen, I know why your stomach is hanging. It's because you pushed out 3 kids for me. In this case, she has 3 children. Some men are like, I want to touch you and your breasts feel natural and not feel hard and plastic, your butt and all of those things. I get that, right? But I also can look at it from a woman's perspective and say, I got to feel comfortable in my own body. I have to look at myself and say that I look appealing and I look pretty to myself. Even though her husband is fine with the way she's looking, she's not feeling that way. And it's just like somebody can tell a man, you're handsome, you're handsome, you're handsome, you're handsome. But if he's not feeling that way, it's like a moot point because you're fighting against your inner self. So I see both points of view. I see her husband's point of view, but I also see her point of view as a woman, and then also being inundated every single day, I'm sure, when she walks down the streets of LA or whatever, or also going on social media, it can make you question, am I good enough? Am I pretty enough? What can I do to look more like X or whatever she has going on in her head as well? So I see both sides of this. So I just want to give her some things to consider. And if you guys have anything you want to put in the chat, feel free to do that as well. The first thing is, what is more important to you, your marriage or surgery? And that's a valid question. What is more important? Is it your marriage or is it the surgery? And that is something that only she can answer. Because if she puts, some people will be like, well, it's her marriage, right? But we have to also look and say, why is it such a hard stance for her husband? For him to say he'll walk away after 17 years. So what's more important? Your marriage or the surgery, and how you feel about yourself? The second thing is to consider is if you go ahead with the surgery and your husband walks away, who is there to support you during your healing? Because if you're going to get your boobs done, your behind done, your gut done, you're going to need some support in your healing. And if your husband is taking the hard stance and he walks away, that is something to consider. And I don't know how old her children are, but they've been married 17 years. So I don't know how, if her children are old enough to be able to support her and take care of her while she's healing from this particular surgery. Number 3, is it that the husband is so insecure with himself that if she does these different procedures, Does he feel that she's going to walk away and leave him? Has she said those things to him? Well, when I get my surgery and I look a certain way, I'm going to leave anyway. You never know, because again, I didn't get a chance to have this conversation. But for him to draw such a hard line, why is that line so hard? And is he insecure? And is he saying, I'm taking this stance because I do believe that you will leave me, even if she didn't say those things? What is the thing? And again, I'm just trying to give her some things to consider, and also give you some things to consider if you're in a same situation or in a different situation and your spouse has drawn a hard line when it comes to certain things. Okay. Excuse me. I'm telling you, I've been battling the allergies. I got the snip pot. I got Claritin. I got Zyrtec. I even went and got some local honey. I just started doing that this morning. I don't know what else to do. I've never dealt with allergies. I used to make fun of my husband, but now it's got my behind. And so I had to apologize to him. And now he's laughing at me. But anyway, what is the stance when it comes to, is he insecure about she's going to go to another level, and maybe he's not in shape? I don't know. And number 4, what is the financial burden that these particular procedures is going to put on your family? A lot of us women, especially when we want to make a decision or do something, we don't consider the whole entire cost. And again, I didn't have a whole conversation. I didn't get a chance to have a conversation with her by phone. We went back and forth a little bit in email, but she didn't answer all my questions. But what is the financial burden? Is it that this financial burden is too much for your husband to bear, or for you guys to bear as a couple? Is that the reason why he's taking such a hard stance? How are you going to pay for this? Because for most part, insurances do not take care or pay for elective plastic surgeries. Now, there are some accounts that have expending accounts where you can do whatever you want to do once it hits a certain level. But again, I'm just giving her some things to consider. Is the debt worth your marriage? And these are some of the things that she needs to consider, or you need to consider if you're in the same situation, maybe dealing with something different. What is most important? And I understand looking in the mirror and feeling confident and loving on yourself. Is nothing wrong with that. But is it at the cost of you splitting your marriage in order for you to look a certain way when you look in the mirror? You got to weigh those pros and cons. And I can't say definitely walk away from your marriage and look a certain way. I can't say stay and be miserable either. That's a decision she has to make. And it's not one that's easy, but I wanted to give her and everybody else that's on here something to look at and to consider before you just go and make a decision out of your flesh and not look at the bigger picture on everything that's going to be affected if you make that decision. But also ask your husband and tell him how you feel about yourself when you look in the mirror. Because you just saying, I want plastic surgery because this, it probably is not resonating with him until you say, this is how I feel. I feel disgusted with myself. I feel sad. I feel whatever those emotions are, bring those emotions out and allow him to process the information and try to get on the same page and really figure out why he is so against you getting these surgeries. And also, anytime they put you under, there's a chance that you're not going to come back. And that could be a fear his as well. And you guys have 3 children. So there's a lot of things to consider, and not just think about yourself and what you want and how you want it right now. Think about the bigger picture and think about everybody that's going to be affected with your decision. Okay. And I hope and pray that this has helped somebody when you're making decisions, not just for yourself, but you have to consider other people and your spouse. Okay. Is there any questions or any comments that anybody has? Again, you guys, I am so grateful that you support me and everything that I do. I don't take you guys for granted, and I appreciate you. Again, I would love to see you in my workshop on June the 22nd. It's from 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And again, I'm going to go in and really talk about what happens and how to deal with when marriage gets hard. If you have any wife chats that you want me to do, feel free to either email me, inbox me, or whatever. I do my best, and I am the only one who answers my emails. I'm really the person that comments on all of my videos. Of course, there's only one of me. And my team was like, yeah, we can do it. I'm like, no, I want to be the one to comment. I want to be the one that interacts with you guys as much as possible. So if I don't get back to your video right away, just know that I do take the time and I have it in my schedule to respond as much as possible. But again, I'm human and I have, a practice that I have to take care of as well. And I practice what I teach. I am a mother, I am a wife, and I still cook for my family and do all of those things because again, I love to have fun as well. And so I try to balance all of those things out. But again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me here on Wife Chat. Again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me from Illinois, North Carolina. I appreciate you guys. I really, really do. And if you need me, you guys know how to find me. I do offer a free 15-minute consultation. I'm not trying to sell you anything. The only thing I'm trying to do is to help you with one issue and get you past that issue. So if you want to talk with me, feel free to go visit my website and schedule a free discovery call. And I would love to speak with you. Have a good night.